Hello folks, and welcome back to Wayfarer VCV Rack Patches. I'm your host, Dr. Lawrence W. Moore of the Wayfarer Project. In this episode, we're going to be making a drone that has a distorted lead element to it. Basically, you can do both or one or the other. There's a sequence in it, a very simple sequence of basically illuminating a parameter that gives some rise to the harmonic spectrum, and it's a really cool sound. So we're going to check it out in a few seconds right here, and you'll be able to see if you'd like to try and make this too with me. So anyway, before we begin, just a special shout out to Milan Gudzik. I'm putting the username in the description, folks. Please check this channel out. Milan makes some beautiful music and some great music videos, and he's been a big supporter of the channel in the comments section, so thank you very much. All right, so without further ado, I am going to get over here to VCV Rack, put my headphones on, and now we're going to take a look and listen to what I made here. Alrighty, so as I said, there's a drone element to it. And there's the very simple sequence to where. Of course, that could be shaped differently. It could be, you could do different things with it. It does have a shape to it here that I'll be able to maybe play with a little bit when we build this on our own right after this. And so you can see the possibilities of what you can do with that. Right now, it's just doing a on-off sort of thing in a sinusoidal shape. Now for the lead element of it. Now I'm going to turn up the mod wheel. Okay, and so there's a lot of different avenues you can take with this that are different than what I have here, and I'll be pointing those out along the way. So we are basically going to switch on over to the creative mode where we will make this fine patch, and I'll show you ways in which you can customize it to go in some different directions, so you can tailor it for your own needs. So anyway, here's the theme that took me so long to make that I gotta play at each episode. Alrighty then, so here we go. Here's the patch I like to start in for any kind of sound design stuff. Most of these modules will not need to be used in the design of the instrument. I will be using this effect here, and I remember I did a little bit in the parametric EQ and a little bit in the compressor here. If you want to see this set up in detail, it is in episode 1 of this series. I try not to go over it, each episode what that patch is. It's basically like my workbench. I like to work from this patch here. So anyway, we're going to get a MIDI to CD module up here. And this I'm going to set for my keyboard that's coming in. And then I am going to change it to be polyphonic. 7-note polyphony should be enough. And let's see. One other thing I'm going to do, I usually, sorry folks. Oh, come on. I was just there. No, stay on. That's not it. I like to, I'm sorry, I'm going to have to zoom in with this to see what I'm doing so I don't keep dancing around here, annoying the hell out of you. Where is it? There it is. Gotta remember where that's at. I'd like to make the pitch bend wheel bend an octave up or down. Okay, now we're going to start using the oscillator set that I love so much, SurgeXT. This is one I have not used in these episodes before. I was playing with it earlier on, and I said, we got to work with it. It's one that's called Alias. In fact, I probably should have just typed in Alias into the search there. There we go. And I would have found it quicker. So, one might expect we're going to hear some aliasing with this. I'm going to make 2. And, yeah. Let's see here. I'm going to be mixing these 2. And so we're going to use the Fine Mixer from SurgeXT. All these are free modules. And that is not the mixer. These are not the mixers you're looking for. So let's put first oscillator into channel 1 on this mixer. These oscillators have stereo outputs, but I have not found in these or many of the other SurgeXT oscillators what you can do within the oscillator itself, which is kind of like your source, your carrier. That would make it stereo in any way. So I am basically just going to hook it up like that because we're going to mix the 2 of these together. Might as well come on. Might as well turn up channel 2 here. They're both coming through right now as we speak. And then I'm going to put in the envelope generator, the ADSR from SurgeXT. I put in VCV because I really like this one. If we're using SurgeXT, might as well go with this one. We could just take mono out into here. And then for now, I will, since this is going to keep the sound from blasting out of it, take the audio out and put it into channel 1 there on the mixer. Okay, let's zoom in here a little bit more. I am going to take pitch and hook it up. Both of these fine oscillators. And what I'm going to do is detune them by an octave. This one is not going to get much in the way of parameter changes. And this one will be getting all of them. This is just going to be my lower octave doubling of this oscillator. And this is where most of the timbre work will take place. And let's see here. I need to hook up the gate. Oops. Now, what I'm going to do, just to make sure I'm getting on here, this one over here, I'm going to do a little yeah, we got them an octave apart. That's good. So there we go. Now we're going to look at some of the timbre effects we have here with Alias. First of all, we saw that one there, a threshold. Basically what we're seeing as a result up here is fragmenting of the waveform. It might be a threshold for where aliasing occurs. Aliasing is basically like in digital synthesis when a waveform has frequencies in it that are above the highest frequency being sampled, above the Nyquist frequency. And what happens is those get missampled as lower frequencies. And in some ways, you can use them as an effect. Now, this would obviously be kind of simulating that and just putting those aliased frequencies into the waveform. So threshold seems to be a way of saying, all right, what is the Nyquist or the pseudo Nyquist frequency at which we're going to be producing aliased sounds? And the way it sounds here, you get more in the middle, but it seems to be achieving it through some phasing. I'm going to leave it right in the middle there. And now let's look at warp. I'd like it to begin there, and then I'm going to explore the upper range of this. This we're going to affect with the mod wheel, so I'm going to take cable from the mod wheel, put it into mod 1 here on this oscillator, turn this on, so now we're going to be setting the range of effect that the mod wheel will have on whichever parameter we select. But if it's going to be warp, what I do is left click on it. I'm going to move the mod wheel up, and then I'm going to find where I want its upper limit to be. I think that's where I went with the prototype. Maybe that's where we'll go this time. Now I can turn this off. And my mod wheel is adjusting that warp parameter. One thing I combined with it was crush here. Oh, no. I didn't mean to do that. Not yet, anyway. Mod 2 was on, so I was setting this. I don't want to go down that far. So that will be kind of like the lower range of it. Or actually, I could set it to this. To be like that when I move the mod wheel up. And like that when it's down. I think I might do that. I like that. Okay, so what I'm going to do, connect it. And do the same thing. Turn this on, turn the mod wheel all the way up. Right there. Oh no, hold on. Right there. Now let's look at this envelope here a little bit. I don't want to do that long. Maybe some more. Okay. All right, pretty good. Now let me see if I want this lower portion. I'm going to turn down channel 2, which is the upper octave, the oscillator we were mostly working with just now. Yeah, that is my first oscillator, so that is not what I want. Not sure how that happened. Maybe like that, but let's turn you back up. So now we're slightly chorused. Let me see how this works. I really wanted this to be down the octave, but I'm going to turn this one down. I'm wondering. Yeah, we don't need to have both of them doing that. Okay, now, one thing I did add in the prototype is some delay. I've been playing with this delay from SurgeXT a lot lately, and it's really worth taking some time to play around with it. So I am going to hook it up stereo, but just a left input here because what's coming in is mono. Now it needs to be at the end of the signal chain because it is not a polyphonic oscillator. So let the ADSR handle all the polyphony, all the notes will come through, and then here, this will just be an effect on them. There's a delay, believe it or not, when I hit the notes, so I'm going to put it on mix on 50/50. Now there's no delay when I hit the key, but then you hear the iterations come afterwards. Now we're going to be doing a sequence stuff, and we'll be using this segment generator later, actually pretty soon. So I might as well get its clock out. Now, if you're going to use this as a VST instrument with your DAW, you would have the clock signal coming in from this module here. But since I'm not hooked up to DAW right now, I am going to use a clock generator. This is from MSC Hack, as well as the segment generator here. So we have that hooked up, but we could also hook this clock up to our delay. Then the two of them would be in sync. Okay, so now what I was using this for, as far as the sequence concerned, is one more parameter. I believe -5 to 5 volts is the range we want for it. And let's put it on quarter note. That's a little slow. Let's put it on there, 8th note. Now, when I tested it with this pattern here, I think I put it on 16th. There we go. We'll hook that up in a moment to mod 3 here, but this will be the effect that we're going to implement with it. It's the one called Mask. So it gives us that change in it as the pattern moves. So let's hook it up. And right now it should be affecting it. Then I'm going to have to say how much. Let's turn it up to maybe a quarter of the way. Let me hear this. That seems to be about right. Now, let's play with the shape a little bit here. And have a few. All right, let's see how this sounds. Okay, I'm going to make this a flat line if I can, and then work from there. There we go. Okay, looks like our range is really going to be like 0 to 5. Now that is without, I'm not playing the drone note. So you can play the drone note and get that effect. Try slowing it down. That's better. Now you could divide this up into two instruments where one is the sequence like drone, and it could be fed through just like this, and then you could have a copy that is just the MIDI module and these, and not have the clock and the segment generator affecting the drone, giving it that sequence pattern. That is another way of going about it, so that they're separate. That way you can play this, the rest of the pad, without that mask being triggered. Although in the upper register you don't hear it as much. So you really get the best of both worlds. So anyway, let's throw on my favorite reverb, SurgeXT's Now That's Echo, and see what that does to things. Plus, one thing I did want to do is work with the compressor a little bit. Let's go to channel 1 here. We're only using one channel on the mixer, but I always like to have this up just in case I want to see the display. I'm going to compress it a little bit. So this sequence here is not standing out strong anymore. So, I mean, you can undo what I did with the compression to try and bring it out more, or maybe EQ it out more, or use a filter to bring the masking parameter out a little bit more. But I've been liking it kind of like a little more subdued. In my original version, I felt it was a little too prominent, so I wasn't free to be expressive in the upper register. Okay, I got to bear in mind that I'm making a video and there's other people there. Or at least hopefully they stuck with me. Alright, so anyway, as you can see, that is a pretty dynamic instrument that can do a lot of things. So I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope you found some value in this. If you have any questions, please drop them in the comment section, and I will answer them as soon as I can. If you found this to be helpful in any way, please hit that like button, or leave a comment just to keep me from feeling lonely, all that sort of thing. But until next time, I guess we could say, take care and stay distorted.